up, my Storm Riders? Stoner14 here. Welcome back to another Nostalgia Critic action. We're going to be reacting to his first Nostalgia-ween video of the year, his review of the movie Corpse Bride. Now, I'm really excited for this. I love Tim Burton films. I have a lot of horror claymation films like Coraline and Paranorman. They're one of my favorite things to watch at this time of year. And I'm really excited to see him review this one, because I actually didn't realize he didn't react to this yet, or didn't review this yet. To think that now it's 20 years old, this means this came out when I was 5, is pretty crazy. So I'm excited to see what he thinks of it. So without further ado, let's look at Tim Burton's Corpse Bride. In 3, 2, 1. Nostalgia-ween! Woohoo! Oh boy. Oh, I would hate to see that out my window. Oh, that is so cool. Oh my gosh, that is such cool animation. Right, good job, Claudio Esteban.
55 going once, 55 going twice. Sold for 55. Thank you, Leo.
Oh, thank you, Sonny.
Up next, ladies and gentlemen, we
Yeah,
have
Leo was
Elio.
actually pretty good.
Now, his film bombed something fierce, ladies and gentlemen, but I assure you, nostalgia will grow, and he will be a future moneymaker.
Yeah, people are gonna definitely want to see me again.
And you can own the merchandising rights.
What studio is he from again?
Oh, kid, do the mouth thing. Oh, Pixar, yeah. All right, do I hear 20, 20, 20, 20, 20, do I hear 25, 25, 29,
Just like South Park.
So, from 1 to 5, thanks.
Did he say that ass at some point along?
25, 29,
He did. Oh, get that ass.
So, from 1 to 5, thank you, Elio. Or Luca, whichever one you are. Boy, they do need different styles.
Wait, which person won?
I forget, you'll figure it out. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the grand finale. The jubiliciously lovely Corpse Bride. Oh, come now, ladies and gentlemen. Certainly you've noticed more merchandise around Halloween time. Sure, she didn't break box office records when she premiered 20 years ago, but give them the scoop, miss. They ever give you a name?
Nobody ever remembers it.
Well, give them the scoop on your pros.
Interest is
Isn't, like,
growing rampantly.
Ella?
I've proven to be the Nightmare Before Christmas for hipsters who got too hipster for Nightmare Before Christmas.
All right, do I hear 30, 30, 30, 30, do I hear 35, 35, 35, that's all, folks.
Hey, weren't
The Looney Tunes and a Disney reference.
you the one who said this wasn't a good movie?
Oh.
Artistic merit doesn't count when there's money on the line.
Call me when you actually value me.
Joke's on you, I'm a critic. I don't even value myself.
I feel you there, Doug. Not valuing yourself. Really?
Something we talk a lot about here is films that didn't make a big splash at first, but eventually get a following. Corpse Bride didn't bomb at the box office, but in 2005, the reception was okay. It was just no Nightmare Before Christmas.
Right.
Over the years, though, it hasn't made a huge comeback yet, but I feel like we're in the middle of seeing it start to grow. It's obvious.
I've always enjoyed this.
Halloween cash cow, but more and more people are looking back fondly on it. Years ago, I even said it was one of my top 11 Halloween guilty pleasures. However, that is the wording I used, guilty pleasure.
Oh, yeah, now I remember. Sorry, it took me a minute.
It's been on the fence whether or not this was objectively a good film. I usually lean towards it didn't quite work, but there's a lot of things in it that are memorable and almost make it work. I think it's a film people like remembering and having fond memories of, even if they know there's things about it that come up a little short.
I mean, I get that, but...
I think it makes sense to look it over and see if it's worthy of the possible second wind it's getting. So let's talk about this film before something like Frankenweenie tries to make a comeback. Oh, come on. No, I didn't mean... Oh, doesn't matter. You're never getting a following. Oh, let's take a look at Corpse Bride.
Dang. I actually watched Frankenweenie, and So, Doug, you better watch out. So, we're... apparently, those people are coming for you, and apparently I'm one of them.
The opening credits roll. It's nice of Brent to actually direct.
Yeah, if I went after Doug, I would just ask for an autograph, probably.
Movie's name's on top of this time.
Or just say what he thinks of other
Victorian
things.
Britain, but from the looks of it, you'd swear Mary and Max time traveled. Yeah, one of the fun contrasts of the film is in the Victorian era, the dead are actually more alive than the living.
Right.
As the underworld is more bright and colorful, and the world above is very drab and colorless. I like the idea that's only after you're dead in this time period that people feel like they can have fun and be their real selves.
We'll be there, we'll be seen, having tea with the Queen.
That's kind of how it is in the real world, unfortunately.
That we've ever been.
The songs are once again by Danny Elfman. And I'll just say it, these songs unfairly get shit upon.
Really?
I think everyone does compare them to Nightmare Before Christmas, and while there certainly are similarities, this one goes for more of a Gilbert and Sullivan style, which is quite different.
I was gonna say, like, okay, I know that Nightmare Before Christmas is a lot better than this. I do agree with that. I do like Nightmare Before Christmas better, but I think the songs here are pretty good. Honestly, I think they're a good close second to Nightmare Before Christmas, honestly. Or just not something to be shit upon. I think they're actually pretty fun.
I think the lyrics are stepped up. I mean, I enjoy the creativity of Nightmares, but sometimes they can be a little off.
Something here I'm not quite getting, though I try, I keep forgetting.
He did just rhyme getting twice, right? But he's really go to town making sure every
It kinda
beat
did,
has
actually.
a syllable in it. And it sounds as natural as someone just speaking a regular sentence.
To the costume balls.
In the hallowed halls,
Rubbing elbows with the finest.
having crumpets with her highness.
Even rhymes that sometimes are a little off still end up working out. Like, I always thought this was an odd one.
That our daughter with the face of an altar in disgrace.
But really look at her, that is kind of a fair assessment.
Yeah. Honestly, honestly, she kind of looks like one of the otters from, like, Zootopia.
I would argue there's two problems that I think gives the impression these songs aren't good. One is, several of them are not sung by singers, which does add up after a while. Don't get me wrong, there
That's
are some
fair,
good
I
vocals
guess,
here,
but
the focus is more on making the characters sound funny instead of pretty, which results in a talk-sing style that can get a little tiring.
There could be land-rich bankrupt aristocracy.
What does that wispy little brat have that you don't have, Doug?
A wedding cake is no mistake. It must be quite sublime.
One Rex Harrison is okay, an entire cast of them, there's a problem. Second, there's only 4
okay,
songs,
I guess,
which
but
isn't that many and usually means each one should be a showstopper. Only 2 of them are big numbers where the other 2 are much smaller, which, if there were more songs, that'd be fine. But in Nightmare, if you only had 4 songs and, say, 2 of them were Sally's, it just feel off. But you gotta give credit, too, that most of the songs are important to the film. If you take them out, you're literally missing what's happening in the story.
yeah.
Like the first song sings about how Victor, played by Johnny Depp,
Is going to be
marry
married.
Victoria, played by Emily Watson, as both their parents think the fiance's parents are rich, despite them both having no money.
Every single
Yep.
tiny microscopic little thing must
Go according to plan.
according to plan.
The animation in this is so good. I originally thought it was CG when I first saw the trailer.
Really?
They apparently included a new kind of technology that would allow the facial expressions to be more, well, expressive, giving much more fluidity to their movements. And also, a lot like in The Incredibles, the characters look good in both 2D and 3D, at a time when that just wasn't the case. Usually one looked good in one style and not the other, but despite them looking good as models, you could also see them so easily looking good as drawings. Like, I love the fact
Honestly,
that
that's
they keep his
true.
Butler in profile the whole time to emphasize his snobby posture. It
Yeah,
makes him
with the
purposefully
long
look more
nose.
flat, even though he's a 3D model. There's a bunch of cool little touches like that.
Play beautifully.
I do apologize, Miss Everglot.
One of the downsides, though, is that our main couple, Victor and Victoria, are pretty boring. And yes, you could argue they're
A
the
little
straight
bit, yeah.
man to bounce the weird stuff off of, but I don't know. Alice, Mary Walbright, and Walter Hobbs, I remember really enjoying seeing their reactions to a bunch of weird shit happening. Victor's reaction is always the same. Confused.
Tomorrow we are
Very shy about stuff, yeah.
Married.
yes, married.
Part of that might be his puppet is literally designed to have only one expression, confusion.
If I may ask,
Actually, that explains a lot now.
Miss Everglot, where is your chaperone?
Honestly, with the exception of the Quartz Bride herself, most of the models have only one facial reaction the whole time, which isn't bad for the side characters, as their extreme reactions give off a lot of personality, but with the
Yeah.
main leads, you need a bit more variety. I mean, candle-lighting humor isn't really gonna get big laughs on its own.
Can you not count? Do you not wish to be married, Master Van Dort?
I do hope they pay Christopher Lee extra just to have a take where he goes, marriage. Victor keeps messing up his wedding vows and literally sets the place on fire.
I love the look on the priest guy there. Hold on. He's just like, that's it.
Place on fire.
I'm done.
I'm not sure if it's intentional, but I love how only every other step is trying to put the fire out. Like, yeah, might want her dead.
Apparently, I'm a day early for the ceremony.
Is he from your side of the family?
Richard E. Grant plays another pretty boring character named Barkis, who's clearly the villain who wants to marry Victoria to get her wealth as well.
Well, he's quite the catch, isn't he?
I guess you could snicker a bit at just how much of an archetype he is, but again, I feel like they need some lessons from characters who did this a lot better.
She must think I'm such a fool.
I mean, I get it. Like Gaston, I know he had a bit of a more cartoony aspect to him, which definitely made him more likable, ironically, even though he's the villain. Well, I mean, like, you know, like likable villain kind of thing.
It's a shame he can't get his vows right, so he practices in the woods.
Oh.
With this hand, I will cut your...
Get this joke.
Oh, goodness, no.
Hey, in this time period, just thinking that sentence could get you arrested.
Mm-hmm.
As he practices his vows, he puts the ring on what he thinks is a tree branch. But it turns out it's the corpse bride, played by Helena Bonham Carter.
Right.
Who, of course, accepts his proposal.
I do.
Oh, if only I had feet and not just an extension of my twig legs. I'll say too.
I know, he's got like the legs of a deer.
Legit creepy moments.
And boom!
Oh my God!
Yeah.
The bride takes Victor below to the world of the dead through a pretty creative transition.
Yeah.
Has this reoccurring dream saying, "No, not in our pirate sequel!" And a singer named Bone Jangles, played by Danny Elfman.
Love this song.
Weirdly typecast as Tim Burton stop motion skeletons. Sings about the history of the bride.
Well, I was a beauty
Yeah, it's a good song.
around when a mysterious stranger came into town.
Elfman said his voice would go hoarse after every recording session, trying to replicate a Cab Calloway type sound. Come to think of it, how did the dead discover jazz before the living did?
I don't know. Are you saying that it was dead on arrival before it is even invented? Is that the statement they're making? Hopefully not. Also, I do like this detail.
Weirdly typecast as Tim Burton stop motion skeleton.
The beauty known for miles around when a mysterious stranger.
I mean, okay, this is kind of an obvious detail, but I do like this one where you can tell that the shadow is the guy from earlier. So maybe it's not a super obvious, or it is a kind of an obvious thing reveal, but even so, it's still a nice subtle detail.
Came into town.
Maybe if they made it a little more, maybe if they made it like the shadow a little more obscure, but like still similar enough in shape, you could get it.
His voice would go hoarse after every recording session, trying to replicate a Cab Calloway type sound. Come to think of it, how did the dead discover jazz before the living did? And again, there's fewer rules in the afterlife, so maybe they're having so much fun, they stumbled across it faster.
Yeah.
Now when she opened her eyes, she
Plus, a lot of this feels like a reference to the skeleton dance from Disney.
was dead as dust. Her jewels were missing and her heart was bust.
The bride was robbed, then murdered by her fiancé, so she waited for another suitor to sweep her off her decomposing feet. And Victor accidentally became that suitor. Meanwhile, in the land of the living, Barkis tries to move in on Victoria after the news is announced that Victor is gone. And I do mean literally announced.
Victor Van Dort, seen this night on the bridge in the arms of a mystery woman!
Another weather. Scattered
Enough!
That guy gets more laughs out of me than he should.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it is a really good moment with him. He just yells at the top of his lungs no matter where he goes, because he's so used to it. So, like, when he's talking to his wife, he's like, "You know what I'm going to do, honey!" And, like, every neighbor nearby can hear, he's like, "Shut up!" I don't know why. I thought that'd be funny.
Of course, love the idea of her trading up for Barkis. As they make the assumption he's also loaded with cash.
He doesn't even know any women.
Or so you thought. It pains me to be the bearer of such bad news.
Maybe someone with a naturally funny sounding voice would make this bland dialogue work, like Patrick Warburton.
Or
Oh,
so
yeah.
you thought. It pains me to be the bearer of such bad news.
I don't know, I'm just workshopping. Victor tries to run away from the bride, but she...
I mean, I get they're trying to make this character serious, but And I mean, I guess the stereotype does kind of take away from the seriousness, because, like, maybe if his voice was a little more intimidating, I don't know. But I mean, like, I don't know, there is a good mix between, like, funny and intimidating. So I guess that could have been better.
Pepe Le refuses to believe he's not interested in her.
Oh, I almost forgot. I have something for you.
This is a strangely...
An obligatory Tim Burton dog? How thoughtful!
My dog Scraps!
Well, he's touched she reunited him with the bones of his dead dog. Boy, that's not the attitude a sentence like that usually conjures. He still tries to escape by telling her he should meet her folks in the land of the...
I don't know, I've always found it a weirdly sweet moment.
living. So they visit Elder Gutnick, played by Michael Goff, who was kind enough to actually let himself be filmed. That's how he naturally looked. You're right, they hate me for mocking Alfred. It felt wrong saying it. He casts a spell to send them back and says if they want to return, they just have to say hopscotch. Yeah.
I was gonna say, I love the joke when he's like making this really weird concoction, thinking that's what's gonna send them up, and it's just his drink, and then he just poof makes just a complete mislead. It's a good joke.
Yeah, I think they could have thought of a more clever word too. Magical, I guess? Yeah, this is when the problems really start to sink in. It's not that what I'm watching is bad, it's just a little dull. I know I mentioned it before, but I do feel like more songs would have added more life to these scenes. The bride sung about being above ground again and what it reminded her of. That could work. Maybe Victor and Victoria sang a song about how they suddenly find themselves liking each other. That would also be interesting. But as is, we just get this pointless little dance that you could cut and miss nothing. And Victor rather suddenly decides Victoria is perfect for him. Guess being engaged to the dead will do that to you?
This morning,
I mean, he's urgently trying to escape his previous engagement, which he didn't mean to get into, so I guess that's... I don't know, I think that makes sense for a spontaneous change of heart.
terrified of marriage. But then, on meeting you, I felt I should be with you always.
I've decided your cold, colorless Victorian body is the one I want. They're not even there that long. He just says those few lines to Victoria, and then they're whisked back to the other.
Hopscotch!
Hopscotch!
Even Disney couples would be like, dude, at least sing a Mencken ballad first.
You're married to me. She's the other woman.
This just can't work.
Why not?
No, that's a meme.
Goes on, the bride does become the most interesting character. Both her design and writing allow her to have a lot more range. So she can be happy, sad, smart, loopy, angry, remorseful, and it all feels believable.
Right.
Someone with little flesh, she's ironically the most fleshed out character in the movie.
No, she doesn't compare.
Oh yeah, I know this song is the one that people shit on the most, the You That We Know. I mean, I don't know, I don't think it's the worst song. I mean, I don't know.
But she still breathes there. Who cares?
Even her song doesn't really explain story as much as show the emotions that she's going through.
Right.
Granted, it probably is the weakest song in the film, but I think that's because this was meant to be 2 musical numbers.
The sole redeeming feature from that little creature is that she's alive.
If I touch a burning candle, I can feel the pain.
It's like that old Nintendo cereal. It'd probably work better if you just kept the 2 apart.
Actually, I could see that, yeah.
Victoria tries to escape to get help from the pastor, only to be handed right back to her parents.
He's speaking in tongues of unholy alliances.
That was so pointless. I gotta find it hilarious. Also, while Victor's parents are looking for him, their driver passes away.
You're gonna kill us!
Are you trying to kill us?
So long, once important characters. You will not be seen in this movie again. Maybe they're in the same place Peter from The Room went. I don't know. Victor and the bride have a nice scene where they connect playing piano. Yeah, I guess all chemistry in this movie is replaced with this. When the departed driver tells...
I know that was the constant debate in this film, is like who he should end up being with. Honestly, I do think that the Corpse Bride definitely, I think, is a better fit for him. But I mean... No, I actually gotta stick with that one.
Victor that Victoria is marrying Barkis.
But how could she?
Women. You can't live with them. You can't live with them.
Oh.
Okay, the jokes in this movie really aren't that bad, but did they just forget sometimes to put in a punchline? The bride discovers Victor and her aren't officially married because the vows are until death do they part, and she's already dead.
Right.
It requires the greatest sacrifice.
We have to kill him!
To kill him.
What?
I can't old school Little Mermaid him.
You don't have to. I'll do it.
But Victor loves her now. Yeah, I don't know what's wrong with you. I'm following his emotional journey just fine. And he says he's okay.
Well, he's supposed... Well, after he hears that, like, they've moved on with the wedding without him, he's got nothing left. And guess he just kind of assumes he's trapped here. I mean, I get it. He's very quick at moving on, but... I don't know, I think there's a valid enough reason to... I know, I've been following it pretty well. I think the reason that he goes with her now is because there's literally nothing left for him.
Hey, kicking the bucket for her. It is just hitting me. Even the big song numbers, which this one certainly is, and it sounds great, aren't shot like big song numbers. In Nightmare, even the smaller songs have a sense of movement and size, like the emotion of the characters are reflected in the scale of the layout. But with the exception of Remains the Day, the shots are pretty static. Thankfully, the designs of the world and characters look great, but for such large-sounding numbers, there really needed to be more movement here.
We're moving this wedding party upstairs.
Victor says they should have their wedding on the surface where Victoria is finishing up hers.
Quiet down now, everyone.
That's a pretty good joke. He finds out, though, that Victoria's family isn't wealthy, which is something of a moot point as it's announced.
The dead won't be I don't know, but I used to live in your dead mother.
And for those wondering, yes, that is supposed to be Steve Buscemi and no one else. This leads to a silly but surprisingly touching reunion as many of the dead reconnect with their family members. Weirdest Puffs commercial ever.
That's actually a funny connection. God, I remember those. I remember one kid, he had like he sneezed so hard, like his nose was burning so much, he literally melted the snow around him.
Play Final Fantasy VII Rebirth every Friday on Twitch. We also got other content during the week, so come check us out.
Everybody gathers at the church for the wedding, and I do snicker at a holy matrimony that has poison at the center of it.
It's turning into a real marriage.
But the bride sees Victoria is still in love with him.
I will be.
And again, am I crazy or is the stop motion in this just stellar?
It is. It really is stellar.
The subtlety of her expressions. It really looks like there's a million things going on in her mind. This is the Ramesses mood swings of model puppets.
Yeah, she's conflicted whether she wants to be selfish and, like, because that's what she was, that was the whole point, is that she wanted to find a new bride after her life was stolen from it. And now she realizes she's stealing it from someone else. She's going to say exactly that, but I don't know. I remember it, so.
The bride loves Victor enough to let him go, as the couple who literally married different people on their wedding day decide they're perfect for each other. But one member of those weddings isn't leaving so easily.
Hey, it's not the worst married couple I've seen.
You forget. She's still my wife! I'll not leave here empty-handed!
Yeah, Patrick Warburton would have made this work.
You forget. She's still my wife. I'm not leaving here empty-handed.
However, a big twist, well, an obvious twist reveals itself.
Emily?
You!
Well, at least they had the subtle details to make it pretty good.
But I left you.
For dead.
But it was worth it for that reaction. We get
literal jaw drop.
Stop motion tropes, a pointless climax. Yeah, I'm sorry, you could cut this guy from this entire story and miss very little. But even when he loses, it doesn't look like the dead can attack the living. He, of course, drinks to his victory.
Yeah. And he forgets that that's poison.
Save the naughty bits for me. Our incredibly dysfunctional couple can finally be together. The bride turns into butterflies, I guess because she's done with her unfinished business, but what, all these people have unfinished business too? I don't know, just pretty. And, oh, guess that's it. I mean, I guess there's nothing left to explore. I just expected a little something more. In fact, yeah, I think that about sums up my thoughts on it. There's a lot of good stuff in Corpse Bride. It's an original story, which we don't get often now, and even 20 years ago didn't get a ton of. The visuals are amazing, the songs are nice, the animation is absolutely fantastic. But it's kind of like Hill House. Everything is built just a little off, and those missteps do start to add up. Its pacing can be sloppy, the main leads are a bore, and it just doesn't feel like it lived up to its full potential. Even as emotional storytelling goes, which I do consider this to be, there's still a handful of elements that either needed to be tightened up or expanded upon. But with all that in mind, I'm not surprised this is getting a bit of a second wave. I think what the film leaves in people's memories is sometimes stronger than the film itself, and this is a memorable idea with a lot of creativity.
Right.
It's a good flick to have on in the background at a Halloween party. Like,
yeah, and plus, I think again, the moments that work really do work and stick with you.
The bullet points of it are so effective, it can overshadow the little problems that add up.
Exactly.
Honestly, I think this would be an amazing stage musical. You flesh out the characters.
Ooh, that would be awesome.
Songs. I feel like this could have, pardon the pun, a really decent afterlife on stage. As is, I do have a soft spot for it, even if I acknowledge it never fully comes together for me. But if I'm on the fence leaning towards it doesn't quite work, that probably means there's a lot of people who are on the fence saying it works just enough. While it's not going to topple Nightmare Before Christmas anytime soon, it can still give other options for people looking for their Halloween Tim Burton.
I was going to say, like, it doesn't, I don't think it necessarily has to, but, man, I think it does a really good job.
That motion fix. I mean, like I said before, where else are we going to go? Frankenweenie? Oh, what, puppy Shelly is still hurt.
You may insult me, but you will not insult my adorable little friend.
Oh yeah? And what are you two gonna do about it? Both of you are already dead.
Speak for your cat.
My cat? What do you mean my
no.
That's right. We've given Chaplin a similar treatment.
Oh, shoot.
I'm an abomination.
Oh.
Ah! More nostalgia win on the way. Ah!
Well, that was...
I will cup your... Oh, goodness.
Well, that ended as quickly as Corpse Bride did, apparently.
We're still...
Yeah, but, Okay, well, I mean, I get what Doug's saying, that it... Like, some things could be better, but... I don't know, I think it does pretty... Again, I don't think it does good enough. I think it does pretty well. Like, honestly, like, maybe... Like if good enough is like a 7, I'd say this is probably an 8 or an 8.5 for me. Where Nightmare Before Christmas is obviously an 11 out of 10. Again, both capture like the horror claymation stuff that I always love in these kinds of films. And I really wish stop motion was more common. Because I honestly really love the styles of it. And I'm honestly kind of glad he referenced Mary and Max as well earlier, because I remember watching that and loving it. But, yeah, but I don't know. I think this definitely deserves the cult following that it's gotten. Again, maybe it's not the best film, but I still think it does a really good job of, like, again, it's like, you know, like where it's good at, it excels vastly. Where everything it's not good is just like, it could have been a little bit better, you know? It's almost like if like the main course of like a piece of chicken is like just so deliciously tasty and the sides are just kind of like, Honestly, that's kind of the thing I guess he's talking about. But I know I still think that's a good meal in general, at least if the main thing I'm looking for is there and definitely very big. Which, I mean, to be fair, you could say the main thing that's there is the story, but I don't know. I mean, again, I think the story is honestly one of the more things that step back. Where I think the biggest thing that's out here are the music and animations, for sure. And definitely, I think this has definitely a good, more creepy aspects compared to Nightmare Before Christmas. Again, Nightmare Before Christmas has some pretty good, scary moments, but also these ones do legitimately kind of be scary too. Like when he's running away from her after he puts the ring on her finger. Like, that's a really good moment. Yeah, but overall, I think Corpse Bride is still really good. And I think it deserves the love it's gotten. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. So like, subscribe, be sure to check out my other videos. We are actually going to be doing a few horror games this Halloween, which I'm really excited for. We are definitely going to be getting back into Choo Choo Charles hardcore mode, if you all remember that, which I certainly do, and it haunts me to this day. So hopefully this year we can put that demon to rest, literally. So, but we'll be playing some other games too that I've been recommended, and I can't wait. I hope you guys are ready for a fun Halloween and a fun spooky month. That being said, I hope you guys are tuning in, and I'll see you all next time. Bye!